Everywhere you look, what do you see? Bitcoin. Hello, my name is John Combry and welcome to this edition of Retire with Coffee. I'm delighted you decided to get a cup of joe and sit with me at my lovely hearth here in the kiln-dried log cabin around the Christmas holiday season. My best to you and yours, and I hope you're anointed with good health and have a magnificent holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, or whatever else. Spend time with the ones you love and may it be a rich blessing for you. Now, with that being said, none of us can get away from the headlines, right? Everywhere you look, what do you see? Bitcoin. You know, I just saw an article in Money Magazine last Friday, which I think was December 8th. The headline says, Bitcoin plunges $3,000. Is Bitcoin for real? In that article, one of the gentlemen who was in the Bitcoin industry, his name was Arthur Hayes. He works for a company in Hong Kong. The name of the company is BitMix, and he says, I think it's healthy that Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency dropped 3,000 points in one day because there's been an 80% run up in the last week. I think it's a healthy correction. And at the end of the day, people, the fervor for this is palpable. Is it going to be a tulip mania like in the Netherlands? I have no idea. But here's another thing. Today is the day that futures contracts start with Bitcoin on the Chicago Board of Exchange and then the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. People are going to be placing bets on the direction of Bitcoin and can do it with leverage or dangerously, in my opinion, dangerously borrowed money. And from the preliminary reports in the newspaper, basically the futures markets and these exchanges in Chicago are saying we've never seen anything like it. The level of interest for people that want to bet on Bitcoin, Ethereum, blockchain, or encrypted digital currencies. Wow. I don't know. Where's this all going to end? You've got brilliant people far smarter than me, like the CEO of JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, saying it's a fraud, it's going to implode, and if anybody that works for me at JP Morgan Chase buys or trades in Bitcoin, I'll fire you. I don't know if he's going to be right or not, but at the end of the day, it's a little scary to me. What I always like to say is don't gamble the ranch, and you're no fool, in my opinion, if you protect money you cannot afford to lose, particularly near retirement, and decide not to chase after money you do not need to have. I think that's a good principle. Now, getting far less press attention, but in a little 1 or 2 inch column in the Wall Street Journal weekend edition this past weekend, you know what? There was another quiet article. And the headline I'm going to paraphrase, said something like this: Voya looks to sell $50.5 billion in annuities to Apollo, the private equity group. And in reading the article, they're working on this negotiation, and it says that they've been losing money on this block of business largely because before the financial crisis in 2008, they were heavily issuing variable annuities, which are tied to the market. But the insurance company, ING of Netherlands, which has been rebranded as the Orange Butterfly, Voya, ING made guarantees for lifetime income, the guarantees backed by their claims paying ability to people who were purchasing those policies. And guess what? The article says those policies were overly generous, meaning, AKA, not good for ING. The guaranteed lifetime income provisions that they were backing put them in a very precarious situation during the financial crisis, and they had to get a capital infusion. Otherwise, who knows? Maybe their solvency would have been in question. I don't know personally, but just maybe. Why do I bring that up? Because what struck me in that article is generous benefits for the consumer. Provisions, guarantees backed by the claim paying ability of the insurance company. They had a fiduciary obligation incumbent upon them to pay those guarantees even if they lost money. Wow! That is the polar opposite, isn't it, from Bitcoin, which is a wild ride. I think some people are going to get in an awful lot of trouble using margin to invest in futures contracts on the Chicago Board of Exchange to buy Bitcoin to chase after an ethereal dream. And I'd like to say, think about protecting money and at least building up from pensions, Social Security, annuities, or otherwise enough predictable long-term income so that you truly can have an abundant, blessed retirement, one where you can sleep well at night, and I'd love to see you thrive in retirement, not just survive. Listen, it's been great to be with you today on this edition of Retire with Coffee. Happy holidays, and I'll look forward to seeing you again, my friend, real soon. Goodbye now.